Greetings, I'm Chevalier, and I bid you welcome to the new situation and guide of Qara Qoyunlu. Qara Qoyunlu is a horde, and one of the biggest hordes in the game, only second to the Timurids, which are quite bigger, and they are the primary enemy. They are high level difficulty nation to play as, mainly because of their situation that they're in. Usually they get rivaled by both the Ottomans, Mamelukes, and the Timurids, so they cannot expand either east or west, although it's possible for you to weaken the Ottomans with some nice strategies there. But the Timurids cannot be weakened, and the Mamelukes are basically dug in to their forts, one in Aleppo and one in Damascus, and if you take too much attrition damage, you're going to be attacked by either the Timurids or the Ottomans, so you need to have your manpower up to the max. But first, let's go into our cash, so I can show you how to maximize the cash flow. As you can see now, you're losing cash even if you do this. If you actually kill your fleet maintenance, which is not going to be that useful, you basically have just one bark, which is not that great. You make almost one ducat. You also have 4 forts, which I recommend killing 2. The one in Baghdad and the one in Mosul as well. Leaving you with the forts in Tabriz and Yerevan. If I would play the Qara, I will also kill the fort in Yerevan, but for a medium level player, you need to have some place where you have to keep your armies in case you have to retreat or anything of that sort, and Qara and Melikates are going to be safeguarded against movement from both the east and the west basically, so that is going to be a safe zone for you. Later on, it's possible for you to do a couple more stuff to kill the fort in Yerevan and keep the fort in Karli and the one in Shirvan to one of your vassals, and you can kill some more of these forts here, which is doable. You'll be able to kill the fort in Yerevan later on. But for now, we're making 2 ducats. Trade wise, if you look here, there's nothing much more to do. You are collecting in Persia, which is decent. You get 3 ducats, 4 ducats here if you push some more trade from Samarkand as well. So you transfer trade power from basically from what's this, Hormuz. Transfer trade power here. We're gonna be able to get a little bit more cash here, which overall is gonna give us more cash from there as well. So again, little bit, every bit counts. As for estates here, you only have the tribes, which you can easily use. Recommendation is to erase the host, followed by the recruiter minister. It's gonna get you to 71. You can't get any points, but you're gonna have the manpower modifier and recovery speed there to 20%, and overall you should be fine. They're really easy to use. When you're low on manpower, you'll want to contribute the warriors, then support the tribes, so pay cash from manpower. That's pretty much how it goes. Although you can go to 35 and you're gonna get the minus modifiers, and it's gonna slowly take up. It's up to you how you want to pull it off. I have no say in this, but yeah, it's better to just use this and this to maximize that. Also, you have a minister, which is a +2 master recruiter here, which I recommend taking it. So you get the national manpower modifier +2, and you have 9 points, which is gonna allow you to have a dominance in military tech. Although remember that you have feudalism. Like the hordes here, they don't have the feudalism, but you as Qara, you have feudalism, so you're not gonna get the 50% tech penalty here. So you're fine. But together with your good guy here that has 4 military skill, you'll be able to get the military tech quite fast. Now here I recommend going for the national focus on admin, so you can get the ideas first. At the same time, you might want to core some stuff as well. Depends on the situation, so you want to get the idea first. We'll talk about details later. Other advisors are not recommended. Your current leader is 2 to 4. Your current heir is really shit, so my recommendation is to simply kill him. Kill him when he becomes of age, make him a general, and pray that he dies. You can also play the prestige if you want to disinherit him. God damn it, it's up to you how you want to pull it off. You also have a free slot for a consort, which is gonna perhaps give you some bonuses there. But like I said, here you are infertile, so quite improbable for you to get a new heir, so you should really choose how you want to pull this off. The recommendation is to actually disinherit him and lose the prestige. Although you can risk it, I you probably just risk it because you're a horde. Again, more complex stuff with the hordes, because you usually won't have a regency when it's a regency. So if this guy dies and I have a regent, that means that I'll get a new ruler, and the regent, the heir dies basically because it's not to age. You're gonna lose some horde unity, maybe you get some rebels as well, but you most likely get a decent leader that has overall better stats. Now, for the government, you're a horde or shandom, steppe nomads, whatever you want to call it. You get the manpower modifier, the land force modifiers, and the looting speed. As well as, if I'm not mistaken, the horse do not pay the tax for the enforcement, if I'm not mistaken. So you're gonna be safe on that side as well. Yeah, they shouldn't actually pay the enforcement. At least that was in previous patches. Now, this is pretty much standard. You don't accept any cultures that are too many for you to accept. Overall, you are quite decent, I would say. So pretty much nothing more to add here. Diplomacy wise, here comes the troublesome part. As I told you before, you are stuck between the Timurids, the Ottomans, and the Mamelukes. So first and foremost, this is your best bet, and choosing a decent amount of allies, because you're a different religion as well. You're Shia. You're gonna have troubles, a really a huge amount of troubles. So you need to find your alliances really quickly. One of them would be the Crimea, to grow on a golden horde. Most of them would be one of the Hejaz as well on this side, but mostly enemies of the Timurids, the Mamelukes, and the Ottomans. So you can actually ally them. You can also put, if you go big enough, you can actually, on the Byzantium, you can grow, what's it called? Guarantee, so they won't attack you. An alliance with Poland, Lithuania is gonna be also nice when they form the PU there, so they can fight against the Ottomans. As you can see here, they haven't rivaled the Ottomans yet, but they'll rival once they usually lose one of those rivals. So once they lose a Teutonic Order, most likely they'll get Ottomans. So you can ally the Poland, Lithuanian there as well. That can be said against the Muscovites, so you can ally Poland, Lithuania against the Muscovites as well. So quite simple. On this side here, you don't need any allies. Yes, you might want to expand into this side quite heavily. I'm going to talk about this in the expansion guide. But yeah, enemies of the Timurids and the Ottomans and the Mamelukes. For your rivals here, I do recommend taking Georgia and attacking them. Do not take all of their lands, just take a couple of their provinces, then take the Humiliate so you can get a power projection, then quickly move on to Disguised and move into Golden Horde so you can actually raise a vassal in Astrakhan here, so you can feed lands from Disguise. Pretty much standard stuff, we're gonna talk about it later on. Other second enemies, I did recommend taking the second as the Ottomans, so you can ally the Ottomans enemies. It will be quite nice. As you can see here, the Timurids are rivaled by the Uzbeks, so you can actually rival the Timurids as well. So whatever floats your boat, whatever you feel threatened by the most, whatever you feel that you can kill quite early on. For example, the Mamelukes are not gonna be able. You're not gonna be able to kill them early on, mainly because of this force here. So you might want to leave them for later when you actually can bypass and move to this and move straight to Alexandria, so they won't be able to retreat or do any damages on that side. So you can move like this, Jazz. You can also safeguard yourself against the Ottomans and ally the rivals. You can see you cannot see Hungary, so you can ally Hungary. Austria is again, you cannot see it. So again, the third lot should be left empty basically, and to decide. As you can see, you don't take any penalties. But yeah, alliances with Uzbek, Crimea, and perhaps anybody that rival the Mamelukes, but unfortunately it's not possible. So yeah, these are your primary alliances and rivals. Now, talked about cash, talked about trade, let's talk about technology. You are nomadic, so unfortunately you're gonna get basically lower tech, but you have the feudalism, which is perfect for you. So with feudalism you're not gonna pay the tech cost there, so you're gonna be perfect. But the rest of the tech upgrade is pretty simple. Tech 5, you need ideas. You'll most likely take influence ideas. Market, take the rest as well. So pretty much standard stuff as well there. sorry, Diplotech, stave points for the ideas. Military tech taken when you're threatened and you feel that you want to go to war, or you might get squashed, or you are in trouble. But with Qara, you should probably just full speed build it as soon as possible, so that you'll not be threatened by the Timurids or the Mamelukes. So you'll have the superior tech there, so you're not gonna be easily killed. Other than this, the institutions are quite problematic. If you look here, you do have farmlands in Baghdad here, so you might be able to pull some stuff up here and increase the development here, so you can get you can get Renaissance faster if you actually boost up tech here, boost up development here. It's quite tricky. It's doable, it might not be doable, depends on your own luck, but trust me when I say this, that technology is going to be quite problematic for Qara, as with everybody on this side here. Although it's better than the previous patches, it's still going to be, as time progresses, going to be worse and worse. Now, for ideas. We have the Horde ideas, which are aggressive expansion impact minus 10%, heroes separatism minus 5, so that's quite nice. You have the annotation minus 20%, and at the grade you have the calf compatibility, which is good. You have the light maintenance, which is good as well. You have the shock, which is good. The core creation cost minus 25, which is excellent as well. You have the manpower recovery speed, excellent, and you have the national manpower modifier plus 25%, which are excellent as well. At the max you have the stability cost modifier, which is crap. So overall the ideas are quite great. They're focused on expansion, and overall they're gonna suit you perfectly with no other issues and problems. Now, for your national ideas, standard stuff for land expansion, that's influence, admin, religious, and followed by a military idea or exploration, depends on how you feel like it. But primary is influence, followed by admin for the corporation cost minus 25%, followed by religious. You might want to pull this off the other way around and take religious then admin, because you might want to convert the stuff because you are Shia. Although you might switch to Sunni through rebels. Again, it's recommended to switch to Sunni to rebels, but we'll talk about this in the religious tab. Followed by a military idea, I recommend going offensive, and because you're gonna get the land force stability modifier. Quantity is good as well. Quality is good as well, because you're gonna get the better troops overall, and you're gonna get a little bit on the ships, which is gonna allow you to control the Mediterranean faster. So that's half and half there. It's better for large empires there. Now, your fifth idea, I guess it'll be exploration. If you don't want to take it forward, exploration is situational. Perhaps you have expanded quite fast into this area here. If I go for a second to TI, if you expand it like this, you might want to colonize this, and you might want to do exploration as well, so you can move into this guys. At the same time, it's possible for you to basically move quite fast through this guys and get here. Again, it's doable, but you have to beat the Mamelukes first. It's gonna be quite late in the game, and your expansion into this side should be probably done through the Cape of Good Hope here. That's pretty much it. And your expansion into this side should be guaranteed. So exploration should be taken probably later on as a fourth or a fifth idea, depending on your situation. Although you might want to expand this guys by land conquest. Again, multiple options for you of how you want to pull it off. They're mainly useful for the New World and exploration of Malacca, although you're gonna get Malacca. Yeah, whatever floats your boat if you want to go for exploration. Other good options, I would say that would be to go for a military idea first, although it's a little bit risky. It's gonna send back your ideas, and you have to take influence first and religious third, followed by admin fourth. But what this means that you will have the necessary amount of troops to fight with the Timurids, the Ottomans and the Mamelukes, which I recommend going for the offensive. You already have tons of manpower and force limit. If you look here, you have 28 force limit. So your best option will be to go for the offensive ideas, so you can get better oomph on your troops, and you get a little bit more force limit, and you get the siege ability as well, which is really helpful in the early game. Other than this, nothing much more to say on military ideas. On ideas, recommend is influence followed by 2 points in element, followed by religious ideas, and that's pretty much it. With the second being the military ideas first. Now, missions and decisions. Pretty much you can form Persia, and you get a permanent claim on the Persia region as well. Depends of if you want to pull it off, you're gonna switch to Muslim. It's gonna be quite decent. As you can see here, it doesn't matter anymore. You simply get the the new ideas and the new military units, basically. Depends on if you want to pull it off. Although you can also form the Mughal Empire, which is actually better as well. At the same time, you won't have to reform the government. So my recommendation is to form the Mughal Empire rather than Persia. It's better for you, and you're gonna gain claims on this area here, basically, on these areas here, which you can actually take quite easily. As for Unified Islam, it's the standard stuff for any Muslim nation, basically. Now, anything else here? You have the standard decisions for the religion that you are, and no flavor events that I can note of, like big flavor events, and same goes for missions. Pretty much standard stuff here. My recommendation is to form the Mughal Empire, because you're gonna switch to an empire instantly. Okay, that's quite great. Although you can switch to Persia if I'm not mistaken. If you switch to Persia, they have the course here. But what do you need? You need some stuff here. Qara, Samadan, Tabriz, Madaran, and Kaziv. It's possible for you to switch to Persia and then switch to Mughal Empire. Again, it's doable. It's up to you how you want to pull it off. Though my recommendation, although I'm not certain. Great. Come on, you're not gonna allow me? Mazdaran. Give me a second, Mazdaran. Okay. Integrate Arabistan. That should be that, right? Nope. Dar. Tab. Integrate tab to Arabistan. And I need tech, right? Oh, it's not a nomad nation. That's gonna be bad. So you have to, yeah, you have to stop being a nomad nation. So you have to reform the government. You need the economic ideas or admin ideas. Again, quite troublesome. By the time you actually can form Persia, you probably would have expanded to this size as well. So yeah, it's not that doable, and that's truly unfortunate. And I did a boo-boo. I'll have to probably restart this series because I integrated this. But yeah, now other stuff here that you can do, pretty much nothing else. Let's switch to stability expansion. Pretty much standard here. Reduce exhaustion. You feel like you have to reduce it, boost to 1 every time. Here I do recommend going for the native repression policy because you need the settle increase. Other than this, pretty much standard stuff. You're gonna have tons of rebels if you're not careful because you're a multicultural nation, so you're gonna be a little bit in trouble. For religion, you are Shia, and in a mostly dominant Sunni region, basically. So it's gonna be troublesome for you to basically convert. So my recommendation is to switch from Shia to Sunni with the help of the rebels that you're gonna spawn later on. So just switch to Sunni, and that's gonna serve you quite well, especially when you want to expand into this side here and the hordes around this area here, especially in the Ottomans. So yeah, just switch to Sunni. It's better for you to switch to Sunni as soon as possible. Other than this, nothing much more to talk on religion. Let's go to military, which we fucked up. It had like 28,000, and it was my fault. It had the force limit of 28,000 from my memory, so we should probably go with what? I would say I should probably go with 89. 89. Yeah, 18 and 9. I'm not gonna go to 27. You can go to 20 and yeah, 19 and 9, and that's gonna be really your maximum. Although keep in mind that if you want to be extra efficient, remember that the hordes here can have 100% cav, so you might want to go to full cav. Again, full cav is really expensive. I mean, it's truly expensive, full cav. Let me kill this stuff here. Let's see, I had this. I'll kill this, and kill this. So you're paying for 30,000 troops at this point in time. You're paying 4 ducats. Think about it. If you have, you're paying 9 ducats. Think of it if you have only cav there. Like cav is 0.52 per month, so you pay 15 ducats only on military. Although they are excellent, like truly powerful. If you can go full cav with a big nation as Qara that doesn't have the cash early on, it's recommended that you go with some infantry, then switch to full cav. That is my recommendation here. Just go for infantry, then switch to full cav. Let's kill this as well. But yeah, so first use up all the infantry, then switch to full cav. Try to not waste any manpower by killing infantry regiments early on. Like, that will be really stupid. Anything else? Not that much. On military, we're talking about fort subjects. You won't have one. This is the subject from the Timurids. As per states, already talk about it. You might want to have a vassal in Najd, one of these guys here. Most likely Qara is the best option here. They can be fully taken and vassalized. Yes, they can fully be taken and vassalized. That will weaken the Ottomans as well. And one in our Astrakhan. We're going to talk about vessels when we get to the expansion guide. But yeah, I'm Chevalier. Hope you enjoyed this. If you enjoyed this, comment, like, and subscribe. And remember, all feedback is appreciated. See you next time. Ciao.